My name is Richard Schnipke. I serve as assistant professor of choral activities. I conduct the men's chorus and collegiate chorale, and I teach classes in the choral area, including conducting. In conducting one class, students from band, choir, and orchestra are all in the same class, and then in conducting two, they move to their specific areas. They're basically learning techniques for working with an ensemble. So it doesn't matter whether you're an instrumentalist or a vocalist, the basic skills are the same. The nice thing about conducting class is we have been assigned a large classroom, and it's a small class, only 14 students in the class, and we have a really large recital hall, so the students are able to be physically distanced and spread out and be able to have class in person. We also have the access to Zoom students in if they're not able to come to class or they're not comfortable being there, and it's all worked pretty well. In the conducting class, we have it structured so one day a week we're all conducting the full group, and one day a week we're working together in small groups. They conduct with a partner and they give their partner feedback, and then the graduate assistants and I get to walk around the room and give them all individual feedback. So they get one-on-one attention in front of the whole class, as well as we work in small groups with individual feedback between the faculty members and the graduate assistants who are helping with the class. So there's lots of individual attention as well as full group work. Your prep is what? Beat 4 of the previous measure, imaginary beat 4 of the previous measure, right? So if you think what we've been doing so far is 1, 2, 3, breathe, play, or 1, 2, 3, prep, sing, all right? So we're just gonna back that up a beat. So if you think about in your pattern, 1, 2, beat 3 is there. So beat 3 is your prep for playing or singing on 4. Yeah? So like Matt said, where does our baton have to start? It has to start a little more center because you have to go out first, right? So if we think 1, 2, the end of beat 2 is where your ready position needs to be, so you can go breathe, play, or breathe, sing. Yeah? Makes sense? All right, let's do that. Let's just practice that a couple times. So we'll practice as a 4/4 bar, and we're gonna prep a quarter note on beat 4. Yeah? We'll just practice that for easy. Make sense? Quarter note on beat 4. Everybody got it? Here it is. And 1, 2, breathe, ba-da. Again. And 1, 2, breathe, yum-ba. Okay? There's got to be some energy there, so you know. Out, play. So people know where that goes, and you're going to breathe with them just like you would if it was on beat 1. Okay? Good. Keep practicing. I'm going to come around and watch a little more. Yep. Make sure you breathe then where? Where do you breathe? On. Right. So you're going to make sure you go breathe, play, or breathe, sing. Good. Now can you do silent breath, but just like the energy of the breath? Yeah. What do you think, Cole? Yeah. Would you have more intent there? Yeah. All right, good. Let's see, Cole. Great. Okay. Yeah. Looks like everybody's got a pretty good sense. Cam, Michael, how are you guys doing? Yeah? Hard for me to see you from that direction. Come over here. Yeah, so you're kind of your baton a little sideways. Can you turn your hand over? Yep. And out, up. So let's do the pattern together. All right, Cam. I'm sorry, I'm sitting too close to Michael here. 1, 2, and then 3's going there, right? So think 1, 2, energy. Better. Can you do it without the 1, 2 now? This beat was a different speed. You've got a little extra up. Can it just go out? These are all the same tempo. Better. That's the best one yet. One more time. Yes. It's a little tension. Can you just let go of a little bit of that? Yeah. I think part of it is still getting used to using your... Are you using your right or left now? Yeah, that's right. Do it one more time. Yeah. I want maybe afterward. Let's work on your wrist just a tiny bit. Okay. Yeah, it's a little stiff yet, and I think part of that's just getting used to it. So let's maybe afterward, if we have 5 minutes, I'm going to send you with John for 5 minutes and see if he can get your wrist loosened up a little bit. Yeah, good. Michael, let me see you quick. Yeah, really nice. Can you make sure there's just a little more energy in the prep so we know that we want you to play on the other beat? Good. So even sometimes what I'll do is this hand will wait. If you're going to do two-handed, better. Yeah, good. Okay, all right, so let's face back front for a minute. Now that we get the basic gist of it, in a 4/4 pattern, we only have two other ones we need to learn, right? We already did beat 1, and now we've done beat 4, so we have to do beats 2 and 3. Okay, so it's the same concept. You're just going to give the previous beat and not something extra. So let's do beat. Let's see. Let's do beat 3 next. All right. So if we think about our pattern, 1, 2. So if we want to sing or play on beat 3, we need to give the beat 2 direction. So think about your pattern. 1. That's what beat 2 looks like. So you need to start here and then come in. Breathe, play, or in, ba, da. Yep, let's do it together one more time. I'm just going to count 1, 2. Your prep is on 2. We play on 3. Ready? And 1, breathe, ta. Just everybody say breathe, ta with me. Ready? And 1, breathe, ta. Again. And 1, breathe, ta. One more time. And 1, breathe, ta. Yeah? All right, let's do the other one, and then you guys can practice going back and forth with each other and practicing all 3 of them. So then the other one is what? I think this is actually the trickiest one on beat 2 because your prep is beat 1. So where does your baton need to start? Where does the tip of your baton need to start to prep for an entrance on beat 2 if you need to give beat 1? This is the one that everybody has the most problem with. Where does your tip of your baton need to start? Low, high, medium? It needs to start high, right? Because beat 1 it starts here, right? That's beat 1. So if you're playing or singing on beat 2, then you have to start, so breathe, play. You have to start up higher than what we're used to. So the first thing you do is go down. What a lot of people want to do is give a little extra up, down. Then we get 2 preps, and then some people might play there instead of there. Make sense? Yeah, I'll show you. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, ta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, ta. So just drop, ba. So then beat 2 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? Should we do it a couple times together? I'll count 4. Let's do breathe on 1 and ta on 2. Everybody got it? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe, ta. Say it with me. Say the breathe in the ta with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe, ta. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe, ta. Yeah, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe, ta. Got it? Okay. Partner up again with your partners. Practice all 4 of them. And say ta for each other like we did the other day when we were doing our initial ones.
Is that, are you going, that's on 2? Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Oh, I got you.
Which one are you giving, Aaron?
The 2.
The 2. So the first thing has to be down. You're giving it up, down. So just first thing is straight down. It's got to drop. Okay? Start higher. There you go. Now just say the ta and breathe with him this time and do the actual breath. Start higher, Aaron. Yep. Now can you breathe on your drop? Ta. Even though we can't see your mouth, we can see it in the energy in your eyes and stuff. Nope. You got to start down. You went up at first. There we go. And then when you took the breath in the right spot, your hand had more intent too. I saw top. I saw something that was a little more insistent. Good. All right, let me see Noah do one. Which one are you going to do?
I guess I'll do the same one.
Okay. So just the very first thing is just down, right? So it's just got to be a down. Uh-huh. Pretty good. Watch your hand position, Noah. Yeah, the concept's good. Let's look at your technique a little bit. Turn this hand over. Maybe that's a little too far now, but that's does that seem relaxed there? There you go. That looks great right there. Good. Where are you going to breathe? With him, right? Great. One more time. Excellent. Did you feel that when it's all coordinated? And you knew exactly where to go in the second one because he breathed with you. Even though it's weird, even with the mask, you can even tell when the conductor's breathing or not. Yeah. All right, good. You guys practice some other ones. Nice job. Usually you mean for the one on beat one, I usually just put this one higher and let this one drop, and then I activate on the drop. Okay. So if this gets tricky, we'll do this when we start adding more left-hand stuff. But so if I show you, like this is kind of here and it says kind of wait, and then when I get to the bottom of the drop, I let this hand drop with it, and it shows that our things are more activated. So I'll show you without it, it's just this. Ta. But if I do this, it's a little extra spring at the bottom, because otherwise you look like this, which looks really odd. But it can help. If it's here, it kind of says, are you ready? Like, are you watching me? See this? Right? And then you go. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, that's how I use it. So, all right, let me see you guys. So tell me what beat you're doing? The 3? Okay, yep. That's the right thing. I think you can be bigger and a little more confident with it, but that's right. So your first move. On the 2, I disagree with the book a little bit. I think you have to start out a little bit so you can come in for 3. Okay. This is good. Let me say that to everybody. Folks, here's another quick thing that I thought about. I have a slight disagreement with the book when they tell you everything should start in. If you are trying to prep for beat 3 and you have to give beat 2, if you start too far to the center, your prep comes here, which is really awkward, right? So if the prep you're giving is for beat 3, I think it's a little better to start out because you're going to go in, play, in, sing. Does that make sense? If you start too far over here, when you have to give beat 2, too far to the center, then you have to come across your body this way, which is really odd to me. The rebound of 1 is in that direction. Does that make sense? John, you did the rebound thing, which doesn't always work in my brain, so if that helps you, yeah.
Because the rebound for 1 goes to the right, so I think right, left.
Yep.
So I start in the direction of the rebound. 2, 3. That's just how my brain.
If your brain works like John's, that's helpful. That makes my brain hurt to think about all that. All right. So if you're prepping for beat 3, you probably want to start out a little bit so you can come in for 2 as your prep, and then they play on 3, come back out to where you started. Okay? Does that help, Lindsay?
Yeah. 3, play. So this time right here is where they're breaking.
Great. Yeah. Make sure you breathe with it.
Yeah. So right
here,
you were playing your instrument. Pretend, what's your instrument? Pretend you're about to breathe.
Yeah. Make sure your 1 comes all the way down to the bottom. Yep. Great. Yeah. Nice.
Does that make sense? So you guys watch each other.
Which one are you doing? I'm sorry?
Prep 3.
Prep for 3. Okay. Good. Yeah. That's great, Devin. Do it again. Yeah, do it again. Let me make sure it wasn't locked, right? Yeah, that has a lot of, I knew exactly where you wanted me to play or sing. Yeah, good. All right, yeah, practice some other ones. Good. Yes? All right, let's do some cutoffs, okay? So the same concept applies. We're going to put a cutoff on the beat. So these aren't off-beat cutoffs. These are just on the beat. So the same ideas that we just did, but we're going to put a release on each beat, okay? All right, let's do all of these quickly, and then we'll do them on some other beats. Let's start with the tap first. Ready? And 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. Great, let's do, this is counterclockwise, yeah? And 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. All right, now do the clockwise one. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. The clockwise one seems to fit a little bit better in the motion of the pattern because you're already coming back for your 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can just kind of keep making that circle around. That seems a little more natural. Okay, now we have to be able to do this on every beat. So we got 3 more beats to add on. So let's just do them in order, okay? So let's just do a cutoff on beat 2. So let's conduct 1 bar for nothing, and then we'll cut off on beat 2. Actually, let's just start at the top. Let's just do 1, 2. Okay, here it is, ready? And 1, 2. That's probably the easiest one for 2 is just to make that little circle. You can do the tap. 1, 2. Also works. Just a little 1, 2. Can you do the opposite one? Don't do the other one. It'll look weird. For beat 2, just do 1 counterclockwise or the tap. 1, 2. Okay? All right, now let's do beat 3. All right, here we go. Start at the top. 1, 2, 3. I think the tap is a really easy one to do that way. 1, 2. That's a super easy one. 1, 2, 3. That's a big loop. 1, 2, 1, 2. I can't do that one. 1, 2, 3. I like the tap the best for beat 3 to me. That's the easiest for me. 1, 2, 3. That's probably the next best one, counterclockwise again. Right, John? Is that what you got, Christian?
Yeah, it depends on where you're putting it.
Depends on how fast it is, too.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. You would have to almost do it in the middle.
Yeah, 1. You could use your ping pong. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You could do that. If you did a regular legato, 1, 2, and then went to ping pong for 3, you can get that bounce around. So you could draw it like this. I should have left my marker over there. So you can do regular legato for beat 3, for beat 2. So 1, 2, and then you can cut that way. With your kind of use the ping pong rebound. 1, 2, you can do that. Or you could do this one. 1, 2, 3, which is loopier. You probably want a slower tempo for that, or you're going to be getting a big whip at the end in a fast tempo. So 1, 2, 3. Looks nice, but 1, 2 looks busy. Yeah. Or just the tap, which is the one I would probably use most often. 1, 2, 3. Just stop it. 1, 2, on beat 3. Yeah? Okay? Little wrist snap. That's great. All right, we have 10 minutes to practice these. So you want to get back with your partners and practice, and we'll all float again. Okay? Great. Which one are you doing? 1, 2. I'd probably just tap. See how that works for you. You can do a long one if you wanted. Ta. There needs to be more wrist on the tap to make it work. Yeah, right now, I feel like your wrist and your arm are separated. We either get one or the other.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of like get this or like this.
Yeah.
So if you can just do this, kind of paintbrush a little bit. So 1, 2, and then you can use that Does that kind of make sense? And that, if you can like paintbrush this way and paintbrush this way, it will kind of help that technique come along a little bit so you can have wrist or arm separate or together. Right now, they seem to be working separately better than together. Okay? Yeah, try it again. Cole. Good. Let's do it. Speak a half note for him and see if you see if he can make your release correctly. Speak a half note. You're speaking quarter notes, right? You're cutting off on beat 3, right? So speak a half note. That way you know. That way he knows exactly where he's got to cut you off. Okay? Yeah. Do it one more time. See, that caught you that time. Better? Yep. Do it with me once, Alex. Here, I'll conduct you. Make it a little more obvious, yeah? And I think part of it's the rebound that John was talking about. 1, 2, pretty staccato. So, could you show me legato, legato, release? That's harder, isn't it? All right, try it again. There we go. So think about switching back and forth. This is a good little practice thing too. We'll get to later. So if you're going legato for a bar, and then staccato for a bar, because your release is a lot like a staccato, right? Because it needs a little wrist flick for the release. So if you think legato, 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 staccato, 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 legato, legato, staccato. Does that make sense? This is a good thing for everybody. We'll use your predicament for everyone. All right. Let me talk about a quick thing up here, which might be helpful. If you're giving legato, then your release is going to look more like a staccato would look because it has more wrist, right? Because if you're just going legato, 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 we don't know where that release is. But you have to kind of go legato, legato, and then there's got to be something there. There's got to be some energy with your wrist that shows us that there's a click, that there's a cutoff. So a nice thing for you to do to practice, and this would be a good practice for you to do before Thursday's class, is alternate measures of staccato and legato. And that way you could go back and forth, and then we can shorten that. So everybody just do this with me. Let's conduct 1 bar of 4/4 legato and 1 bar of 4/4 that's more staccato. 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2,